What if I told you that Becky Lynch was rushed to the hospital after a brutal backstage attack, and the person responsible is none other than Charlotte Flair? Your jaw just hit the floor, right? Well, before you start planning protest marches outside WWE headquarters, let me hit you with a reality check that is going to blow your mind even more than the fake headline. This never happened. But the fact that your brain immediately went, yeah, that sounds about right, tells us everything we need to know about one of the most complicated, most fascinating, and most real-feeling rivalries in modern wrestling history. Buckle up, because we're about to dive into the chaotic, messy, absolutely legendary relationship between the man and the queen. If you are ready to separate the rumors from reality and get the real story behind wrestling's most explosive friendship-turned-rivalry, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell like you are delivering a Bexploder to fake news. Trust me, you need WWE Extreme in your life for this kind of truth bomb content. Let's get the obvious out of the way first. Becky Lynch was not hospitalized. Charlotte Flair did not attack her backstage. There are no police reports, no hospital records, no dramatic security footage that TMZ is going to leak at 3 in the morning. This is pure fiction, grade A internet nonsense that somehow gained traction because, and here's the kicker, the real relationship between Becky and Charlotte is so layered with legitimate tension that people will believe literally anything about them. And honestly, that is both a testament to their incredible storytelling ability and a damning indictment of how easily we fall for clickbait in the social media age. But here is where things get spicy and why we are even talking about this fabricated drama. The reason this rumor felt believable to so many people is because Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair have one of the most genuinely complicated relationships in WWE history. These two women have been friends, rivals, tag team partners, bitter enemies, and everything in between. Their story is not a simple narrative. It is a Russian novel with title changes and trying to figure out where the real-life friendship ends and the kayfabe rivalry begins is like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube while riding a roller coaster blindfolded. Let us take a trip down memory lane, because understanding why people believed this hospital nonsense requires understanding the absolutely insane history between these two. Becky and Charlotte came up through NXT together, part of the legendary Four Horsewomen alongside Sasha Banks and Bayley. They were friends, genuine friends, supporting each other through the grind of developmental, celebrating each other's victories, and building the foundation of what would become the women's revolution in WWE. This was not manufactured for television. This was real camaraderie between two women who shared the same dream and were determined to change the wrestling business forever. Then they hit the main roster, and things got complicated faster than a Shane McMahon spot that definitely was not in the original match layout. Charlotte became the chosen one, the daughter of Ric Flair, the woman WWE decided to build the entire division around. She was getting title reigns like they were participation trophies, racking up championships so fast that keeping track required a spreadsheet and a dedication to mathematics that most of us abandoned after high school algebra. Meanwhile, Becky was floundering in mid-card purgatory, playing the supportive best friend role, smiling through what had to be absolutely soul-crushing frustration. This is where the real tension started brewing, and anyone who tells you otherwise is selling you a bridge in Brooklyn. Becky has talked openly in interviews about how difficult that period was, watching her friend get opportunity after opportunity while she was stuck in catering, cutting promos to crickets, and wondering if she made a massive mistake leaving everything behind to chase a WWE dream that seemed determined to ignore her existence. That is not storyline fodder. That is genuine human emotion, the kind of resentment that festers when you're working just as hard as someone else, but getting a fraction of the recognition. Fast forward to SummerSlam 2018. And this is where reality and kayfabe became so intertwined that even the participants probably could not tell you where one ended and the other began. Becky turned on Charlotte after their match, and the crowd went absolutely bananas. But here is the thing. That was not supposed to be the reaction. WWE wanted the crowd to boo Becky for attacking the beloved Charlotte. Instead, the fans erupted in support of Becky because they saw what she saw. They recognized the frustration, The years of being overlooked, the absolute injustice of watching someone else get handed opportunities you had to claw and scratch for. That organic crowd reaction changed everything and turned Becky Lynch into the man. Now, you would think Charlotte would be thrilled for her friend's success, right? And maybe on some level she was. But let us be real. Professional wrestling is a competitive business, and even the closest friends have egos. Charlotte went from being the undisputed face of the women's division to suddenly playing second fiddle to Becky's rocket ship to superstardom. That has to sting, no matter how much you love someone. It is like watching your best friend get promoted to your dream job while you're still stuck in the same position. You can be happy for them and still feel a little bitter about it. That is human nature, and it is exactly what made their rivalry so compelling. The infamous SmackDown segment, where Charlotte legitimately refused to cooperate with the planned angle, that was not a work, folks. That was two strong-willed women with legitimate frustrations letting their real emotions bleed into a scripted moment, creating one of the most uncomfortable and simultaneously fascinating segments in recent WWE history. You could feel the tension through the screen, and it was not because they were great actresses. It was because they were genuinely frustrated with each other and the situation they had been put in. But here's what makes their relationship so much more interesting than a simple they hate each other narrative. Despite all the tension, all the competition, all the legitimate frustrations, there is still genuine love and respect between them. Becky has gone on record multiple times praising Charlotte's work ethic and talent. Charlotte has acknowledged Becky's incredible rise and impact on the business. They have had matches together that absolutely tore the house down, and you do not get that kind of chemistry with someone you truly despise. What they have is complicated, messy, and far more nuanced than any. The reality is that Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair have one of the most important relationships in WWE history. They have pushed each other to new heights, created unforgettable moments, and forced WWE to take women's wrestling seriously in ways that previous generations could only dream about. Their rivalry, friendship, whatever you want to call it, has been instrumental in changing the landscape of professional wrestling. That is the real story, not some fabricated hospital visit, but the genuine impact two complicated, talented, ambitious women have had on an industry that historically did not take them seriously. Thanks for watching WWE Extreme. Keep it real, keep it extreme.